Good day, I'm Stacey Ann Smith and this is your GIS News for July 11. Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller and Opposition Leader Andrew Holness have issued a stern command for members of Parliament to restore decorum and respect to the proceedings of the Parliament. The two leaders delivered their charges Tuesday in response to last week's disturbance in the lower house, which has sparked public outcry at the behaviour of some parliamentarians.
As the head of government, I must demand that the utterly offensive episode that found a place in this chamber last week must never be repeated under my watch or ever again. I want to apologize publicly to the people of Jamaica.
I take the opportunity, Mr. Speaker, to apologize to the nation and to give my solemn assurance that I will do all in my power to ensure that we do not have a repeat of what we witnessed in our last year.
Finance Minister Dr. Peter Phillips and a delegation are now in Washington, D.C. for talks with the International Monetary Fund, IMF. Dr. Phillips, who left the island Tuesday, will also meet with the Deputy Assistant Secretary for the Western Hemisphere in the U.S. Department of the Treasury. The Finance Minister is also expected to have a series of meetings with representatives of the Inter-American Development Bank on Jamaica's proposed economic program. And the delegation will travel to New York to meet with representatives from other multilateral institutions and ratings agencies to provide an update on the performance of the Jamaican economy. The team will return to Jamaica on Friday, July 13. Implementation of the two low-income housing programs announced by Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller during the recent budget debate is to commence in mid-July. The Minister with responsibility for housing, Dr. Maurice Guy, told Parliament Tuesday that the work would start once the approvals were in place.
The Ministry of Transport, Works and Housing will be working with Food for the Poor to provide 1,200 wooden units in the amount of $500 million under one initiative, and another 600 concrete units in the amount of $9.18 million over the first year of the program.
The initiatives are part of the Jamaica Emergency Employment Program, JEEP. In the meantime, Dr. Guy says the Housing Agency of Jamaica will be delivering 2,100 housing solutions this fiscal year, while the National Housing Trust will be delivering 1,755 solutions. And the Housing Ministry will also be making several legislative changes to improve access and management of the housing sector. Among other things, the Mortgage Insurance Act is to be amended to increase the percentage of the appraised value of a property for which mortgage indemnity insurance can be provided.
On the advice of the Jamaica Mortgage Bank, the percentage is being proposed to be increased from 90 to 97%. This amendment will reduce the burden of a high down payment, which currently stands between 10 to 15%.
The Housing Minister says a modern Trespass Act will also be pursued as part of squatter management initiatives, and the Rent Restriction Act will be amended to provide effective regulation and clear guidelines as to the roles and obligations of tenants and landlords in the rental sector. Tax Administration Jamaica TAJ says it's putting special arrangements in place to accommodate motorists looking to take advantage of the amnesty on traffic tickets issued before September 21, 2010. In anticipation of the increased customer traffic, TAJ says it will implement dedicated lines in its offices where necessary and increase floor management teams. Amounts owed on tickets qualifying for the amnesty cannot be paid via the online tax facility and must be paid at a tax office. Persons may check for outstanding tickets by using the online query traffic ticket option, which is available on the Jamaica Tax Portal. TAJ says careful checks will have to be made as there may be discrepancies, particularly for tickets paid through the courts. And finally, Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller says Jamaica should once again remember and reflect on the outstanding contribution that persons such as the late Sidney Beaumont have made to the growth and development of the nation. Mrs. Simpson Miller made those remarks as she expressed sadness at the passing of Dr. Beaumont on July 9. The educator, former Member of Parliament and community activist, died at the age of 94. Opposition leader Andrew Holness has hailed Dr. Beaumont as an outstanding public servant and says the nation owes him a debt of gratitude for his years of service. And that's it for GIS News today. I'm Stacey Ann Smith. Thank you for watching.